All right, guys. It's JA Finance Part Time. So we are going to go through this slideshow and I'm going to, interject with some personal examples. And you're going to use this information in order to fill out the workbook. And then after you're done in social studies and math, you will do a simulation. Okay, and it's kind of fun. Where you get to pretend like you're a grown person with a salary, car, and a family, just like me. All right. So JA Finance Park will help you build a foundation. And guess what? We all have to do this. We all have to worry about our finances. So pay attention. Saving and investing. Smart money management includes saving a portion of your income. They always say pay yourself. Write that down. Pay yourself in addition to, that's one of the first things you do with your money. Okay. So how will you spend your income? Here's a little pie chart. You might say, whoa, I got $1,000. But look, all the things you should ask your parents, the sorts of things that they have to pay for. And then how much they have left over, for the fun stuff. It's not life is very expensive. You can see it's almost kind of evenly spread out. But you see that right at the top. Pay yourself first. Saving and investing vocabulary. Make sure you know this vocabulary. A bond is an IOU. So people who want to start things, like as you can see in if you want to start a company, a city is called a municipality. The federal government can start things and they issue a bond. That means they say, I need, $3 million. And so then you can buy a bond. And then that is like you giving them money to start their business or whatever. So but they're selling you a bond. And what that means is they're saying, I need to borrow your money so you can buy this bond from me, which says that you gave me money. And now I'm not just going to pay you back. I'm going to pay you back plus some set interest rate. So you might give me $100, but if the interest rate is 7%, I'm going to give you $107 back. Whoa. But the cool thing is you didn't have to do anything but give me the money. And then you got money back. You earned money just by giving me money and then going about your daily business. That's called passive income. Financial institutions are the banks and anything that deals with money. Interest is a fee that you get, like we just said, 7% interest rate, something you get in addition to the money you just gave someone. It's also something you have to pay. If you borrow money, you're going to need to pay it back plus an extra amount called interest. So investing is when you give someone else your money so that you can get it back with interest. You want to get interest. You do not want to pay interest. It's sneaky. It's not fun. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Can't say that enough. Mutual funds. Mutual funds are a collection of stocks and bonds. Yep. So you can buy Apple stock, or you can buy Tesla stock, or you can invest in a mutual fund, which is a variety of stocks, so that you're, as they say, don't put all your eggs in the same basket. Don't put all your money into one stock, and then that stock goes down and you lose all your money. Put your money into a mutual fund, and then there is a bunch of different stocks, so that if one tanks, you don't lose all your money. All right, opportunity cost. So there's also an opportunity cost, the cost that you give up by not getting to do something. So if you do one thing, you need to know that you're choosing. I have to tell my wife this sometimes. You do one thing, you're choosing not to do something else. That's called opportunity cost. And even though it doesn't have a dollar value, it kind of does. But it's hidden a lot of times. but in economics is something we think about. The principal, as my Algebra 1 students know, is that's your y-intercept. That's your beginning amount of money. You know, if you borrow $1,000 and you have $1,000 principal. Risk, we all know what risk is. It's the amount, it's the chances that you're going to lose, you know, your money. Look at that. I'm not even reading the slides. Savings account, a savings account. You have a savings account and a checking account, right? In a bank. And a checking account, you don't earn a lot of money, but you can take the money out, put the money in, da 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 da. And a savings account, I learned this the hard way. You take the money out of the savings account too many times in a month, they warn you and they say, we're going to change this into a checking account if you don't stop making transactions so many times. You get like 5 transactions a month, and in return, they pay you the smallest amount of interest you could ever earn anywhere. So don't put your money in the savings account and think that you're doing a great financial job earning interest, but you are doing a good job saving money if you put money in a savings account. Stock. A stock is like a bond, okay? Except that a bond is just the amount of money that's going to be paid back. But when you buy stock, you are actually taking, it's like that pie chart, you're taking a little bit of ownership in a company. So if you buy stock in Apple, you are now part owner of Apple, along with a million other people, you know, but you are also part owner. And so that is how stocks work. And so when the company makes money, you get a little bit, however much percentage of the company you have, you get. And it can be very powerful, very expensive, but you can make a lot of money in the stock market. You can also lose a lot of money as well. Earning interest. Would you rather have a penny? Okay. So, yep, the old 1 penny on the first day. So you make 1 penny on the first day. Oh, you can't see it. Wait, can you see? Can you see what I'm writing on the board? Yeah. 1 penny on the first day, and then 2 pennies on the. Oh, I see. I gotta use my annotation. Okay. All right, so write this out in a little table. Let's say you get 1 penny on the first day, and then it doubles. So now you get 2 pennies on the next day, and then it doubles. So you get 2 times 2 is 4. Then the next day you get 8. It just keep multiplying the number by 2. And you might say, whoop-de-doo. I'm not making a lot of money here. But guess what? Just let it keep doubling, and before long, I'll let you figure out what you have if you just keep doubling that number by year 30. I'm not going to do any more and spoil the surprise. But earning interest is very powerful. All right. Oh man, they spoil the surprise right there. You would have $5 million, $5.3 million at the end of. Come on, Google Slides. If you were to put $1,000 a year into savings over 3 years at a 5% interest, it would look like this. Yep. So this is an exponential function where we have our original investment, and then we have our interest rate, and then we have the amount at the end of the year. And the reason that it works good is because you can get interest on the interest. So you have more money in the bank account, and then you get interest on the more money, not just your original amount. So that's how interest works. Okay, and we set up a table, and then we look at the table and see how much money we have. A savings chart. Great saving formula. The larger the money pile plus the higher interest rate, the more money you have to save. Increase the amount of interest or time, you'll earn even more. Yep. Give it time or start with more money. Savings involves an opportunity cost. If you choose to spend $20 on a movie and popcorn, you won't be able to put $20 in your college fund. On the other hand, if you save $20, you give up a night with your friends. Having a savings goal means making choices. All right. So that was lesson 1. Now, let's do lesson 2. Now, lesson 2, I want to be a little bit more specific about writing things down because I don't know exactly what you wrote down during lesson 1. But now let's start. So make sure you write all this down. Okay, so how can you save? Savings accounts, money markets, bonds, stocks, mutual funds, they're all ways of saving money. Please write it down. Which option do you want? You can choose. So, short, there's a difference. Do you want to make money now or later? And the real answer is it takes time to make money when you're investing. You have to put it aside and wait and go do something else. All right, so a savings account, certificates of deposit, and money markets, these things, write them down. These things you can put money in and you can take it out, take the money out. All right, but if you put something in one of these types of accounts, then you're just going to have to wait. You can't put money into a 401k when you're 36 years old and take it out when you're 37 years old. You have to wait until you're in your 60s to get that money, or at least until you retire, whenever that should be. Although I think it was in your 60s. Every investment has risk rewards. All right, so we know that. So we have different types of investments, and the maturity is the time until you get your money. So please write down the different types of investments, and then write down that maturity is the time it takes to get your money. Risk of loss or principal. So there is a risk that you lose the money that you invest. Okay, so you need to write down this table. You need to know whether it's low or high. And the yield, write down that the yield is the amount of money you will earn above what you had to put in. So if you put in $100 and you made $107, your yield is $7. Usually written as a percentage, I think. And so this minimum, so there's a minimum amount that you can put into each one of these. So a savings account usually has to have a minimum balance. Certificates of deposit, if you guys have $50, you could get a certificate of deposit right now today and start investing. But if you want to buy a bond, you're probably going to have at least $1,000. So raise your hand if you want to buy a bond today. If you have $1,000, you could go buy a bond and then go do your homework and you'll be earning money. Wouldn't that be good? All right. Moving right along. Try and move right along. Am I done? I'm done. Hey. All right. So these are lessons 1 and 2, and they should help you with lessons 1 and 2 in your workbook.